think that's reasonably symmetrical, but I can't actually tell at all. Hey there, I'm Olivia. Thanks so much for joining me today. So today we're going to be doing another Ipsy inspiration look and a wrap-up review for the month of May. So every month I like to take the card that I got in the bag and then do a makeup look based off of that using the products that I used and just kind of give a wrap-up review of what I thought of each product. So let's get started. Okay, so obviously I already have my base done, and today I actually skipped the bronzer altogether. I just wanted to do a little bit heavier on blush and highlight. On the card here, it doesn't have a whole lot going on in terms of like different colors and a really strong like theme, but it is obviously very like glittery and pink, almost kind of an ethereal look. So I just thought that it would be good to kind of highlight the pinks and the highlights on my face as well. So first things first, I want to talk about a couple products that came in the bag that I won't be using today because I've already used them as part of my morning routine. So I got the Goldfaden MD Solution Vital Boost Even Skin Tone Daily Moisturizer. There are so many words on this bottle, but basically this is just a moisturizer, and I've really enjoyed this. Honestly, before I go any further, this bag has hands down been my favorite Ipsy bag that I've ever gotten. So this was something that I really liked. I didn't feel like it had any kind of weird like stickiness afterward. I didn't feel like it had a weird smell. Sometimes moisturizers will end up doing that to me and I don't like how my skin feels afterwards, but this one was great. I thought it worked really well. I felt super moisturized. So it's one that I would consider repurchasing. I just won't run out and rebuy it just because I have other moisturizers that I also enjoy, but I thought this was really good. And then another thing that I got in here is a cleanser. This was the Eggplant Cleansing Foam, or Eggplant, what is this called? Eggplant Clearing Cleansing Foam, and I think the brand is Papa Recipe, but I really enjoyed this as well. So the way that I liked using this best is if I used a makeup remover wipe first, or if I used like an oil first, something to help break down especially like the mascara. I do that first, kind of rinse it off, and then I'd go in with this just to get rid of any additional residue, or I would use it in the morning just if I woke up feeling kind of gross, because it's been super hot here. And even though we have an AC unit in our bedroom, you wake up feeling kind of sticky. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. If I saw it in store and it wasn't too expensive, I think I'd get it again. I liked this a lot. But back to the makeup look. So I've already primed my eyes using my concealer, and so I think to get things started, I definitely want to keep things on the cooler side of pink. Just looking at this picture here. So I pulled out a couple products that I want to use, but the base of it is going to be the little quad that I got in this month. So this one is the Nude Shimmer and Contour Palette from Ariza Beauty, and I really liked this. Like, I honestly kind of surprised myself how much I liked this. Not because I didn't think I would like it, but it just seems so basic that I thought, another, neutral little quad, like, I'm sure I'll like it, whatever. No. I really liked this. I thought it blended really easy. I definitely got the most use out of the matte brown, and then this kind of pinkish shade here is absolutely gorgeous, but I used all of the shades this month and I really liked it. This is definitely gonna be on a continual rotation for me in my makeup bag. So to get things kind of started, I'm gonna just build up that matte brown shade in the crease a little bit. I don't want to do a ton because, like I said, I want the overall look to be very pink and kind of ethereal, but just to give myself a little bit of definition in the crease. Pardon me, the mirror has to be like an inch away from my face. See, even without me having set down that concealer, like it's still not like super tacky, but it's a little tacky. And it's blending really well. Like, I don't feel like I have any issues with patchiness. I think it's just, blending in really well. I love this eyeshadow. Like, I am super impressed. See? Boom. Couldn't be simpler. Just a little bit of definition there. So next, I want to take this pinkish shade that's in the corner here, and I've found the most success using my finger with it. I feel like, honestly, that's what I do for most shimmer shades, regardless of the brand, but I'm just gonna pat this all over my lid. And I don't feel like it's like crazy foiled or anything, but it just adds a really nice kind of subtle bit of shimmer. And if I was gonna put this down just straight on the concealer without setting it down first, I know I could get it to be a little bit more intense, but since I put a little bit of brown down, it kind of diffused it a little bit. Okay, so this definitely a winner for me. I really like it. Next, I'm gonna grab one of my J-Cat Prismetal Eye Chromes. This one is in this shade Champagne Whiz, and it's a lot more pink than I would have expected from that name, but it's super intense. I'm just gonna get this again just on my finger. I feel like it's the easiest way to do it. And just pat that all over the lid. And that is definitely a strong pink shimmer glitter happening. Okay, so next I'm just gonna dip back into that pink shimmer shade, but this time I'm gonna use a brush, and I just wanna go over the edges of where we put the eye mousse down, just to help it kind of blend in a little bit better. Cool beans. Okay, and then, let's see here. Okay, and then the next thing that I want to pull out, also from my Ipsy bag, is the Pixie, what was this called? The Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen, and this one is in the shade Rose Glow, I believe. I absolutely love this eyeliner. I've already had to sharpen this thing, which, I mean, I have a lot of different eyeliners that I like to play with, and the one that I probably use most frequently would be like black or maybe brown, but even those ones, I don't have to sharpen like that often. I've already had to sharpen this thing. I love it. Now, partly that's because it is a super creamy product and it does deposit a lot, so I can see how you'd go through this a little bit faster than some other pencils that are a little bit harder, but man, this color is so pretty. It's definitely a very light, I wouldn't call this like a rosy tone necessarily. I definitely think it's a lot more taupe. So it is a little bit subtle in terms of defining your eye, but there's just something about it that's so pretty. And I think because it's kind of a subtle color and it just catches the light, then you don't necessarily always notice it, like especially on the bottom lash line. But you don't know exactly what it is, but there's just something there that's special. And I just really, really like this product. So I'm gonna put this along the lower lash line. I mean, it definitely adds like some color and definition, but it's not nearly as harsh as even a brown, which I don't think a brown is like harsh per se, but it's really subtle. I also felt like this worked pretty well going on the waterline because it's so creamy. And I think it lasted a fair amount of time. I was definitely needing to like wipe it off at the end of the day. It hadn't just faded away. I feel like I want to use one more shade from here to kind of finish things up. I think I'm gonna dip into this kind of goldish bronze kind of a shade here, and I'm gonna get that on a little smudgy brush. And I'm gonna run this right underneath that liner that we put down. I don't really want to cover up the color at all, but just to kind of smoke it out slightly. Okay, and I'm sorry you can't see, but neither can I. Okay, what hand doesn't have glitter on it? So I think for the top lash line, I think I want to do something that gives a little bit more definition than this pencil. I actually just picked up a new one, the Milani Stay Put Waterproof Pencil. This one is in the shade Hooked on Espresso. I realized I didn't have a brown waterproof eyeliner, and especially in the summer, I kind of like doing brown sometimes if I'm doing a little bit more minimal makeup. I just feel like it's just a little bit softer, but I like to have a waterproof one all the time, honestly, but especially in the summer. So I just want to run this really close to the lash line. Maybe a little baby wing. Trying to make matching wings when you're not able to see is like a terrifying game. I think that's reasonably symmetrical, but I can't actually tell at all. So we're just gonna call it good. And then we'll just do a bit of mascara. And first I'm trying out this L'Oreal Voluminous Base Primer. I never really used eyelash primers, but they had it on sale and I just thought, you know what, let's give it a go. I have a different mascara besides my Stila one that I've been using lately. I think it's also L'Oreal, I can't remember for sure, but it's like the Voluminous $1 million something or other. And I really don't like that one very much, especially compared to other mascaras. I just feel like it doesn't give nearly the length or the volume that I could get with basically anything else. But when I used this primer with it, I felt like it brought that mascara kind of up to par with other ones. So using this with mascaras I like even better, like my Stila one, I think has really good results. Okay, and then the very last thing that I got in my bag is the Bare Minerals. This is the Dew Mist Setting Spray. I do have slightly mixed feelings about this one. I've used it several times throughout the month, and there was one time where I swear this put glitter on my face, but the other times it didn't seem like it. It was a more subtle kind of, you know, illumination, glow, whatever. So maybe I just didn't shake it up the first time. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I don't know that I would repurchase this one just for that like slight chance that there was glitter in it, because I mean I do like glitter, but I don't want it like all over my face. There's other setting sprays that I'd probably get first, but I did really enjoy using this. The spray on this one was slightly aggressive, so I'm not a huge fan of that, but I also, you know, I'm wondering, because this is a really, really small bottle, that could affect like how forcefully they need to like pump stuff out of it, because, you know, it's immediately going to be like closer to the bottom than in like a full-size bottle. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but overall I did like this. There was just a slight question mark with the glitter. Okay, so that's my look today. I love how glowy and dewy this is. I like the eyes, I like the pink shimmer, and I definitely feel like I get the same kind of vibes as from this card, just a very kind of dewy, glowy pink look, perfect for summer. So I really enjoyed how this turned out, so I hope that you found this helpful as well and that you found it enjoyable. So just as kind of a final wrap up here, overall, like I said, I really enjoyed this month's bag, or I should say for May. I really didn't have a problem with any of the products here. The only one that was like kind of a question mark for me was the Bare Minerals one, just because it seemed like there might have been some glitter in it, but I don't know, it could have been a different product. I don't think I was using anything on that day that had glitter in it, but it could have been a fluke. Overall though, I like this, and the other times that I've used it, I haven't had an issue with it. The eyeshadow here, I really, really enjoyed. I felt like all of these shades blended incredibly well, and like you saw, I didn't set down that what is it called, concealer today. I just went right in with the eyeshadow, and I mean, it had a few minutes to set, but it didn't get at all patchy or weird, so I thought that was great. The shimmers were really good in it. The cleanser here I really enjoyed. I don't know if there's anything like extra special, like, oh wow, amazing, shop from the rooftops, but I did enjoy it a lot, so I'm happy to have it. I'll definitely use it up. I would consider buying it in the future. The moisturizer here, again, I don't know if there's something like extra special about it. It does say it has vitamin D and hyaluronic acid in it, so those are skincare ingredients that I'm definitely interested in incorporating a little bit more. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so I can definitely, you know, use more vitamin D in my life, and then I know that hyaluronic acid is really good for skin as well, so I do really enjoy this. Again, I would consider buying it if I saw it and it wasn't too expensive. And then the last thing here, the eyeliner, I really, really liked this. I would definitely repurchase this once I run out. The color is really pretty, the consistency is good, I felt like it lasted a really long time, so I really enjoyed this. Like I said, I already had to resharpen it, and that's kind of not a super frequent thing that I have to do with my eyeliner, so if that tells you anything, that might tell you something. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye!